Hi, everyone. It's Dave Koken along with John Creighton from Jim Fife Sports. Welcome to Proline and the Thursday edition, Game 2 between the Heat and Bulls taking place, the Heat and Mavericks taking place in Miami tonight. Dallas looking to even things up before they head back to Big D, and Miami looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Should be fun to watch that game and see what happens. And there's baseball. It's a short day on the baseball schedule, a little getaway day action. You got a few weekend series getting underway today and a couple of series wrapping up. We're going to look at one of the ones that's getting underway today is the Twins take on the Royals, a 4-game series for those two teams. Clearly not the most attractive matchup on the board if you're looking for marquee stuff, but still, there's a winner in this game, and we're going to try and get that to you. We've also got some big stuff to tell you about. John, I know Jim's got a huge play today. He's got that available, and, well, let's just say it comes with a whole lot more.
Sure, he's got a bonus with it. Jim has a 25-star situational grand slam on the baseball diamond. This is a rare exclusive top play. It's $20. You can get it online. And if you want the bonus, call the room and you can get the rest of June's executive service plays from Jim in baseball for another $20. All this by calling 1-866-841-1655.
All right, I've got, well, just a quick catch-up. I had a stretch in May, and this is going to happen in anybody who says this never happens, they don't bet, okay? I had a stretch in about I guess it was maybe a 2-week period in May where I was involved in 12 games, sides and totals that were decided by 1 run or less. There were a couple of half-run games in there. I lost all 12 of them. Now, the odds against a streak like that are somewhat high, but they do happen. And so, it wasn't the best month I've ever had because when you're losing every close game, well, it's just not going to go the way you want it to. But I got hot right at the end of the month. And, the last 2 days, holy crap. And these games haven't even been close. I go 4-0 on Tuesday. Yesterday, I went actually 6-0 in baseball, plus, I should say 4-0 on Tuesday, plus the basketball winner. So it was 5-0. And then yesterday I had 6 plays in baseball and I won them all. So I'm 11-0 the last 2 days. I think I'm a little bit hot. Today I've got my best play on the board. This is available for only $25. This is for those of you looking for one play to latch onto, one big play. $25. Go out there and get it with this one. It's going to win. 1-866-841-1665, the number to call. That's 1-866-841-1665. And don't forget, you can get my free plays texted to you each day. Just text Koken, my last name is on the screen right now, Kokin, to 313131, and you'll get the game on a text message in a matter of seconds. You can also get Jim's daily free play in the same fashion. Just text WINNER, WINNER, to 313131, and you'll get back the text message in just a couple of seconds. That'll give you that free play for the day. All right, let's look at a ball game, and it's the Twins and Royals. It has been, it hasn't been a very good year for the Twins. Everything's gone wrong for them. Now Jason Kubel's hurt as well. He thinks he'll be able to avoid the DL and hopefully be back by the weekend. But, it's just, wow. It has been a Murphy's Law campaign for the Twins. The Royals got off to a quicker than expected start. They've given back some of that and fallen back under 500. Much of it attributed, strangely enough, to what looked to be the most secure portion of their team going into the season, which was the 9th inning. Joakim Soria, one of the best in the game, he has completely fallen apart. Now he's given up the closer's job. Aaron Cook taking over. I got to tell you, Soria's performance is really hurting the Royals. They'd still be on the right side of 500 had he been pitching in the fashion we're used to seeing out of Soria. But, hey, hopefully he'll find his stuff and be dominant once again. But if not, that's the way it goes. John, how about a little breakdown of this matchup tonight?
Yeah, what the stat that really stands out that sums up the struggles of both these teams this season would be pitching ERA. I mean, you're talking about two of the three worst teams in baseball as far as ERA. The Royals ranked 28th with a 4.71 ERA, and that's what happens when you trade your ace pitcher over the winter like they did. And then the Twins, who normally have had a good pitching staff, they are the worst in baseball, 5.56 ERA. As you said, everything just falling apart for this team, sort of a snake-bitten season. And if you go inside those numbers with the pitching, take a look at the walks that these teams have allowed. Now, the Twins, start with the Royals. The Royals are fourth in baseball, fourth most walks allowed for a pitching staff. And remember, they traded Greinke, who had excellent control, but that has been a problem, the last decade for the Royals. The Twins, though, they're even worse. They're second in baseball. Only the Reds have walked more batters. And this just really came out of left field because this is an organization that, as far down as the minor leagues, they work with their pitchers about, you can give up hits, you can give up home runs. We're not that concerned over that, but you can't walk anybody. You go back to the Brad Radke days and the rotation that they've had the last few years. And yet this season, just inexplicably, these pitchers are struggling badly with throwing strikes. And you combine that with all of the other problems that this team has had. 11 guys on the DL. Jim Thome pulled a quad in last night's game. You look at the offense, 23rd in runs scored, 25th in on-base percentage. They're not getting on base. They're 27th in steals, so they can't even manufacture runs. And you look at the last week, kind of sums up their struggles. I mean, over the last week, they've been competitive. They played 5 consecutive one-run games. But guess what? They only won one of those games. Yep. That was a 1-0 win over the Angels. So just terrible karma, all kinds of luck going on. The only plus for this game, though, is the starter, Anthony Swarzak. Very good numbers in limited action, 3.60 ERA. He's one of the few guys on the staff who's not walking anybody. 15 innings pitched, 12 hits allowed, 4 walks. And he has never faced the Royals before. And that's something I look at with pitchers. If a pitcher has not faced a team before, he has a little bit of an edge. And you look inside the numbers, this Minnesota team on an 8-5 run over the total. And this is the 4th game of a 10-game road trip for this team. And they are 9-25 against right-handed pitching. So this is the middle of a very difficult trip for this Minnesota team.
Oh, they're a mess.
Yeah.
I'm not much on Swarzak. I think he's a fringy guy at best. And I think he just had one of those games, where he actually was flirting with a no-hitter pretty late and ended up pitching a tremendous game, by far his best performance at the major league level. But his numbers, the true ERA, you mentioned the 3.60, but the true ERA, when you factor in all the metric stuff, it's over 5, even in this limited sample. And I think, unfortunately, that's realistic. The flip side of this is Sean O'Sullivan, and these are some of the worst stats I've ever seen. Now, it got bloated a little bit because they were kind of out of arms in his last start. They were coming off a real long game, and the whole bullpen got used, and plus they had another long game before that. And he basically had to stay out there longer than, he took one for the team, and he gave up a ton of runs last time out. But it's more than that. I mean, this guy in his last 29 2/3 innings, that's covered his last 5 starts. 29 2/3 innings, gets 3 strikeouts. What? I don't know if I've ever seen that at the major league level. 3 strikeouts in 29 2/3 innings. You gotta miss a bat once in a while. Wow. He's not a big league caliber starter. So if it sounds like I'm looking over, well, yeah. Well, that was my first impulse in this game, but 9.5, and the over's the favorite. And, that's a big number. Oh, by the way, the wind is blowing out, at least it's scheduled to be blowing out, dead out the center field, double figures around 13 miles an hour. So, and they're both fly ball pitchers. I mean, it sure sounds like over, but the Twins lineup is so bad right now. I can't, you're asking them to at least put some runs on the board here, and I don't know if you can do that, even against O'Sullivan. So I looked at the side instead in this matchup, and I actually think there's a little value in the Royals. First of all, they're clearly a better team than Minnesota. The Twins are the worst team in the majors right now, and it's not real close because of the injuries. Now, they got Maurin, Tomey, Kubel, and a couple other guys who have been dinged up. If they're out there healthy, it's a different story. None of this would have taken place. They may not be real good because I think Pavano was a little lucky last year and, had a couple of good breaks there, but they wouldn't be in the position they're in. But the fact is they are just miserable. The Royals are clearly the better baseball team. I'm not sure that they don't have the better pitcher here anyway. It's just O'Sullivan is not good, but neither is Swarzak. Swarzak's off the game where he goes after the no-hitter. Pitchers have a tendency to bounce off that, especially ones who aren't top shelf. The flip side is I think O'Sullivan is not only pitching for a spot in the rotation, I think he's pitching for a spot on the roster. Another bad game. My guess is O'Sullivan's probably going to get sent down. The Royals are edging closer to bringing some of these guys up. And now that it's June, you start to see guys filter through. You've already got Hosmer, the exceptional young first baseman, is up. Danny Duffy, a really good young left-handed pitching prospect, he's up. You're going to start to see the others start filtering through. Montgomery will be there soon. They're getting closer. So I think O'Sullivan really under the gun to put together a good game tonight, or at least a decent game. This is the right team to do it against. And the price here, I believe, is too low. Some value in the Royals. I'll go with that side in this game. John, any closing thoughts on that one?
Yeah, if you're not going to give out the over, then I will not hesitate to jump on that. The Royals are on an 8-2 run over the total. Plus, you factor in both teams that have a tendency to walk a lot of batters. That's going to clog the bases. And Kansas City, I forgot to mention, they are number one in baseball in steals. So this team can manufacture some runs. They haven't been playing very good ball lately because of that pitching staff, a 3-8 run. And the Royals are unusual in that very good home record. They do have a winning home record. It's on the road that they're just awful. And with respect to Sean O'Sullivan, boy, he's just awful this season. 50 innings pitched, 24 walks, only 17 strikeouts, just a horrible ratio. And when you take that a step further, take a look at what he's done against this Minnesota Twins team. Lifetime, he has a 3.78 ERA. Okay, very respectable. Well, look at the numbers beyond that. 16 innings pitched against them, 18 walks, 14 hits, and only 8 strikeouts. How can you put up those kind of numbers? You're putting 2 guys on base every inning, and you have a respectable ERA. Well, that is not going to continue with numbers like that. Also, Kansas City just 3-10 against right-handed pitchers. But the last 31 meetings between these two teams, 24-7 over the total. That's the way I'm going to play this one, especially with the wind blowing out a little bit.
A reminder that I've got my best play on the board tonight. That's sure not this game, but you can get that game for $25. I'm on an 11-0 run the last 2 days, so knock on wood. It's been good, and we're going to keep it going. Get this play, my best play on the board tonight for $25, 1-866-841-1665. Once again, Jim with a big play today, tied in with a dynamite package.
Yeah, it's an exclusive play. It's a 25-star situational grand slammer on the diamond. You can get it for $20, and it comes with a bonus if you call this number. For $20, you can get the rest of June's executive service plays, baseball plays from Jim, as plays every day, and you can get this by calling 1-866-841-1655.
That's going to do it for us. We thank you for watching, as always. For Jim Feist and for John Creighton, I'm Dave Koken. Enjoy your day, make some money, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.